Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. We're just going to jump right in. This needs to go into the crock pot, so I'm going to do this first so that I can cook while I work on the rest of the prep. So we're going to be making a buffalo chicken dip. This is a skinny taste recipe, but I am pretty much changing almost all of the entire recipe, but I will have that original one linked down below. Also, her recipe makes 9 servings. I don't want 9 servings, I only want like 4, so I'm halving that. But let me show you what the ingredients are of mine, and I'll tell you what it's replacing in her recipe. So I have some shredded chicken here. This is about 2 cups of shredded chicken. I'll be using fat-free cottage cheese in place of her cream cheese. I've never done this before. I have used cottage cheese in place of heavy cream by taking an immersion blender and making it into like a liquid form, but I've never done it in place of cream cheese, so this will be a nice experiment. But you usually can use cottage cheese in place of pretty much any sort of cream or cheese. So I'll be using this. This is 0 points plus, has a lot of protein. I'll be using 2 ounces of this. Then I'm going to use some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Her recipe uses sour cream. I'll be using a half of a cup of this. Blue cheese crumbles, I'll be using a 1/4 cup of this. And then of course we have the Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce. I'll be using a 1/4 cup of this. So all of this is going to go into the crock pot. I'll be mixing these things first, and they say to save some of these to put on top. That's probably, I'll just probably sprinkle about a tablespoon on top of each serving that I have. But they say mix all these together first, this part of it, and then put it in the crock pot with the chicken. So that's what I'll do. Now for servings, I like to put the green onions on top, so I'll cut that up and put it on top. I'm going to be making like 3 bento type boxes for this. So one of the boxes, I'm going to have some of these good thins in there. These are just a simply salt, so it's a nice accompaniment to a buffalo dip because it's just a nice plain cracker. So I'll be using this for one of the bowls. For one of the boxes, I'll be using the 0 net carbs mission tortillas. And then for one of them, I'm just going to use some cucumber and celery that I'll dip in it. So I'll show you how I put all those boxes together, but first let's get our buffalo dip into the crock pot. So over here I have my liner for I'm using my pressure cooker as a crock pot because I'm using my crock pot for dinner tonight. So it already has a roast in there that I'm having for dinner. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this chicken in there. Then I'm going to use the same bowl to measure out the rest. For the cottage cheese, like I said, we're going to use about 2 ounces of this, which is not very much at all. I kind of feel like I need more. I feel like that's not going to be enough. I'm going to do 3 ounces. This is what I do when I cook. I just kind of change things up. So I'm going to do 3 ounces. And then about 4 ounces of the plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Which actually, you know what? I'm just going to use this full container because it's a 5-ounce container. Okay, I did 4.3 ounces. Then I'm going to change this to grams for the blue cheese because a serving of this is 28 grams, which is also a 1/4 cup. My goodness, I didn't do very good with weighing out this one. Okay, oh, I forgot to open the buffalo sauce. So we're going to get this opened and add this to it. Okay. That should be enough of that. And then we're just going to mix this all together. I know I don't do precise measurements, you guys. Never have. Especially with these 0 point type foods, I think I feel pretty comfortable about it. Like I'm just probably going to look at this to see if I have enough buffalo sauce in it. I can usually tell if I do or not by just the color of it. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Okay, we're going to add that to the chicken that's already in here. This should have a lot of protein too. I will figure up the protein and the calories on this because I did have some people ask me if I would start sharing that, which I will. I don't have a problem with that because I do kind of want to keep an eye on my protein. But this should pack a lot of protein and not very many points because really the only thing we're counting points on this is for those blue cheese crumbles. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on low for 2 hours in my crock pot. I'm gonna be doing some more breakfast bento boxes, and one component of these bento boxes is going to be a baked Denver omelet. This is actually a skinny-ish dish recipe. So what you're going to need for this, and this makes 6 servings, so I'll have a couple extra servings left of this, or I may just do a little bit more, again, to get some extra protein. But what do we need here? We need 10 eggs, so I have a little bit left over from last week and then one's from this week. We need 1.5 cups of diced ham. This is the kind I like to use. We need 1 cup of cottage cheese. I'm using fat-free again because it'll be 0 points. We need 1/2 cup of milk. I'm using the Fairlife fat-free milk. And then some peppers and onion. I'm gonna dice up these peppers, dice up the onion, and then you need salt and pepper. I'm gonna use the Lawry's seasoned salt, and then I'll grab some pepper. So we're gonna go ahead and show you how we put all this one together. In this bowl we have our 10 eggs, our 1 cup of cottage cheese, and our 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper and some of this Lawry's seasoning salt. And I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this up before I add in the rest of the ingredients. That's all whisked up. Now I'm gonna add in my peppers, my onion, and my ham. We're gonna do 1/2 cups of this, and then I have about 4 of those small, the mini peppers, and then about 1/4 of the onion. One thing to add about the peppers and onions is that you can saute it up ahead of time. I believe in the original recipe, she does say she sautés hers up, but I personally, I think it's a personal preference, whether or not you like your veggies to be really, really soft. I prefer them to have a little bit of crunch, so I didn't want to saute them ahead of time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this up, and then we'll put it in our pan. This is a 9 by 13 baking dish. I sprayed really, really well with cooking spray because these are eggs. This is going to go into a 375-degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. Like I said, this makes 6 servings, and you can tell it's very big, very large 6 servings. This is going to have a lot of protein in it. Again, I will share the calories, proteins, and points when I show you the completed meal prep. The last component of our breakfast bento boxes is going to be some French toast sticks in the air fryer. I've never made these before. I'm actually kind of winging it and making it up based on, you know, my own personal French toast recipe. So what I've been showing you guys are just different components here first to get my bento boxes started. And so now that we have our buffalo chicken dip, it's going, our Denver omelet is in the oven, now our French toast sticks, and then after these are done, we'll start putting together all of our bento boxes. So let me show you what I plan on putting into this. Again, I don't have a recipe for this, just kind of winging it. I'm gonna use the butter bread. 1 slice of this is 1 point, 2 slices I believe are 3 points. For this, I plan on using 2 slices for each box. And then I'm gonna use some of this fat-free Fairlife milk. We have some ground cinnamon, some eggs, vanilla. I'm gonna use some of this powdered stevia for the French toast sticks after they get done cooking. And then I'm gonna roll them in the golden monk fruit sweetener from Lakanto. I prefer the, you guys know which one, the gold one, Sucrin Gold, but I am out of that. The only place I can find that is, actually I think you can find it on Amazon, but it's the best price through Nutrition. I have not made an order. And I think I said eggs. So again, like I said, this is totally winging this. I plan on cooking these in the air fryer at 350. I figured the lowest the better, and then we'll just kind of see how they go. But let's go ahead and put these together. That's where we're starting. So I have a 1/4 cup of the golden monk fruit sweetener and a tablespoon of cinnamon. We're gonna go ahead and mix this together. So that'll be our sugary dipping. And then in here, I put 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup of the fat-free milk, and then just a dash of the vanilla. And I'm kind of debating on adding some sweetener. Sometimes when I make regular French toast, I do add sweetener to the egg mixture, but I think I'm not going to because I am using the erythritol blend, which is pretty sweet. Okay, that's nice and mixed up. So let's go ahead and grab our bread and we'll get those cut into little strips. Correction on the butter bread, I was wrong on the points. I believe that's how they used to be, but now they are 2 points for 1 slice and 4 points for 2 slices. Let's see how many little strips we get. I mean, we're gonna have the Denver omelet with this. I'm gonna put the Denver omelet and the French toast sticks together. Okay, you know what? I think 1 slice per box will be just fine. That'll be 4 French toast sticks. So we're just gonna use 3 pieces then. I'm glad I didn't cut them all first. I really like the butter bread though because it's just, I don't know, the Sara Lee bread is not bad. I don't like it for French toast because it's just way too thin. But, so I'm willing to take, like if I were just to have regular French toast, I'd be willing to take 4 points for it because the rest of the French toast is 0 points. If you use like almond milk or you're not using enough of that fat-free milk to make any points, and the eggs are free and the sugar's free. So, you know, I don't really see, like for me, but if since I'm having other things to go along with these bento boxes, I don't think I need more than 4 little sticks here. So this is what my plan is. Let me grab my air fryer basket. I think because these are so small, I need to just do them. I don't want to coat them all ahead of time and let them sit. So I think I'm just gonna do them in batches. I'm gonna see how many of these I can fit in my air fryer basket here first before I start dipping them. I could fit 6 in there and still have a lot of air ventilation. You don't ever want to overcrowd your air fryer. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm always a little nervous when I try something new. So I'm just going to quickly dip these because I feel like, again, since they're so little, that they would just soak up and get soggy. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip them in the cinnamon sugar mixture. I feel like that's going to add a little bit of crunch and make them crispier. I don't know. I'm winging it, you guys. Let me know if you guys have made French toast sticks and did you do something similar to this? Have you done it in the air fryer? I mean, I guess the other way would be the oven, right? Or right in a skillet. See, that one got a little soggy. So yeah, you definitely want to do the dipping quick because that middle one that didn't have the crust on the edge got a little soggy. And you're definitely going to want to use some sort of sweetener that does not have a strong taste to you. I know some people are very sensitive to the tastes of the erythritol stevia blend. The monk fruit, to me, I feel like does not have that cooling effect that some of them do. So like I said, I stick with the ones that I really like. So definitely use whatever sweetener. If you want to use regular brown sugar and cinnamon and just take the point hit for it, or calories, whatever, if you don't do points. I mean, you can definitely just use brown sugar or regular sugar and cinnamon. I mean, it doesn't even have to be brown sugar. I just like the golden sugar because I prefer brown sugar over regular sugar. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put these in a 350 degree air fryer. And I'm gonna do like 5 minutes and I'll check them and then I'll check them again. I'll just keep putting them in there 1 minute at a time until they are done. I'll probably flip them after the first 5 minutes. The first batch is out, so I'm going to use some of this powdered sweetener, which I accidentally bought this. I thought I was ordering my typical stevia blend that I use for my coffee, but I accidentally ordered powdered. I usually make my own powdered sweetener, which if you just take the regular, whatever sugar alternative you use, monk fruit, erythritol, stevia, and just put it in a blender, it'll make it into powdered. So let's go ahead and see they are nice and solid and crunchy. I know they won't last that way since I'm going to be putting them in the refrigerator, but I think we'll be okay. So I just kind of dipped it in there a little bit. And you could always reheat them in the air fryer too if you want them to be really crispy, but I'm not too worried about them being crispy. So here is how the egg bake turned out. It's a little bit, I mean, it came out a little bit harder on the edges, but the center is nice and perfect, you know, just like not cooked too much. So I think it'll be okay. If I don't like the edges, I can cut those off. But like I said, this makes 6 very generous portions. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 of these in 3 of my bento boxes. Next, I'm gonna add in my French toast sticks, which are all done. One of them ended up breaking, so I did try a piece of it and it tastes really good. Now we are gonna put 4 of these in each of these boxes because 4 of them was 1 slice, which I'm glad I ended up going with that because as you can see, it's gonna fit in there perfectly. And I didn't plan this. I really didn't know how all these were gonna fit in here, but I think it's gonna be just perfect there, because then the only thing we're gonna add in here is gonna be some fruit. And then we have our little sugar-free syrups here for our French toast sticks. And this is the syrup I'm using. One of you told me about this, and you guys, this is really good. I really, really like this. So much better than just the store brand, which I used to buy. I'm gonna do this. I have some strawberries and some grapes, which I think I'm just gonna use the strawberries in the boxes here, and then I'll just have the grapes on the side just to go along with them because I'm not gonna be able to put enough grapes in here. So I'll just have the grapes on the side, and I'll turn my camera around and show you what this looks like. And here are our breakfast boxes with the French toast sticks and the baked Denver omelet. I will have the points, calories, and protein here on the screen. Didn't these turn out just so beautiful? So I decided with the buffalo chicken, I'm also gonna use these snacking crackers. These are really good. I got these from Thrive Market. Y'all, these are so good. It's only 3 points for 16 crackers. Actually, but when I scanned it, it said 12 crackers. So I'll have to look at it again. But these are amazing. So highly recommend these. So we'll do one with these, one with the tortillas, and one with these good things. So let me go ahead and grab the buffalo chicken dip. It's all done. I'm kind of being creative here. I'm gonna use these, which are my lids for my parfait cups that kind of go on that you can put the granola on top so it doesn't get with the yogurt. I'm gonna use that to put my chicken dip in because I needed something, and I had bought these little containers at Walmart, but they're too tall for this. So I thought this would be perfect. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, so here is what it looks like. It's a little bit runnier than I thought it would be. And I think it's because I used the cottage cheese. I think cream cheese probably would have thickened it up just a bit, but it'll work. And when I weighed it out, it came up to be 5 servings is what I ended up being able to fit in my little cups here. So I still have 2 servings left. So I'll plug that into my calculators and I'll let you know the protein, points, calories for 5 servings with what the ingredients I used. So let's go ahead and put these together. We'll just use some carrot sticks in each one of them. So I can kind of use a combination of veggies and whatever, crackers and tortillas for each one. A little mandarin orange for a little sweet treat. So let me show you on the screen here the points and calories for the box with the Good Thins with the Simply Sea Salt. Oh, I added a Laughing Cow cheese wedge. I thought that might be fun to have a little bit of cheese with my cracker and then the cheese dip. I thought that would be good. So we'll put the points, calories, and stuff on the screen for this one. Then we have the cauliflower crackers. Also added a Laughing Cow to this one. And then the one with the 0 carb tortillas. I did 2 of the tortillas. And here is our completed meal prep for this week. So we have our lunches, our breakfast, and we are set up. I am loving these bento boxes, you guys. I told you that I was probably gonna do them again over the next few weeks leading up to spring break because they're just so convenient, and I found myself eating every single one of them last week. This just is a fun way. Like I said, it makes you feel like you're snacking, plus you're getting a complete meal in here. And this is definitely a very high protein meal prep this week. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will have all these recipes linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.